Hey guys, I'm here today to bring you a rather large book haul. I have 2 orders from Bookoutlet and then a couple things that I got from Barnes & Noble. So I have quite a few books to get through, so I'm just going to dive right in. So the first Bookoutlet order that I placed, I got Dream a Little Dream by Kirsten Gear. And I believe this is about a girl that's having weird dreams and then she finds boys in her class. I don't know. It seemed pretty good, so I figured I'd give it a try. Next, I got Tender Morsels by Margot Langan, and I've heard a lot of weird things about this. It's a dark fairy tale retelling, and like I've said many times in the past, I like fairy tale retellings, but this one seems pretty weird. So I want to form my own opinion about it as opposed to taking everybody else's word for it. So I picked this up. It was so cheap, I figured why not. Next, I got The Storied Life of A.J. Fickery by Gabrielle Zevin. And I'm super excited about this. I hear that this is a wonderful book for people who love reading. And it's about a man who runs a bookstore. And one day this child is dropped off and it changes his life, and it's pretty short, and I'm just so excited to start reading it. And then I did things kind of backwards here, but I'll explain my reasoning in a second. I found a show on Netflix that I absolutely loved called iZombie. I binge watched it in a day and a half, I think. And I knew that it was based off of a graphic novel, so I went on Bookoutlet and they had the third one. So it was so cheap, I picked it up. And it's iZombie 6 Feet Under and Rising, and it's by Chris Robinson and Michael Allard. So since it was there for so cheap, I picked it up. And then I just had the third book because that's how I roll. So then I went on Bookoutlet after I placed this order and I saw that they had the second one. So I picked it up, and that's iZombie You Vampire. I picked this up. This just came in today, and I'm excited to read this. I got The Wasp Factory by Ian Banks, and I'm surprised how short it is, but I think this is, the back says that it's about this kid that's killing off family members. It sounds really interesting, so I'm excited to read this. It's really short. It's not even 200 pages, so I'm excited to get into this. I hope it's really good. We'll see what happens. Next, I got The Dark Heroin by Abigail Gibbs because I think the very first Bookoutlet order that I ever placed, I picked up, hold on, I have a bookshelf over here in case you're wondering what I'm always looking at. It's called Autumn Rose. I picked that up thinking that it was a standalone. Found out it wasn't, so I believe this is the first book. I hope this is the first book, because if not, I'm tired of looking for it. So, picked this up, that way I can read the original book that I bought. Next, this is not for me, this is for my mom for Mother's Day, whenever that rolls around. Well, when it rolls around, we know when it's going to be. And that is Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. This is her favorite book, and the one that she has is falling apart. And this is such a pretty edition, I figured I'd pick it up for her. So, got that. Then I got The Merciless by Daniel Vega, and on the back it says, "Forgive us, Father, for we have sinned." And on the inside it says that there's this girl and she's sitting in a pool of her own blood, tied up and gagged. And I mean, it looked beautiful. It was super cheap. I've heard some pretty good things. So I figured I'd give it a try, see what I thought. And last but not least, because as you can tell with the graphic novel thing, I buy books out of order when I find them for cheap. I got A Hero for Wandla by Tony Ditzerlitzy? I don't know. And this is the sequel to, what was the first one? The Search for Wandla? Yeah. So this is the second book in that series. Don't have the first one, but I have the second one because it was so cheap. That's the way my life runs, I guess. So, now on to what I got at Barnes & Noble. So the first thing that I got with a coupon, so that it was cheap, was the first book in the graphic novel series that I'm reading, iZombie. Dead to the World. I read it. It's pretty good. It's not as good as the show. I think that the show is definitely better than the graphic novel series, but now that I have the other two, I'm excited to read them and figure out where this story is going. Next, I don't think I have hauled these next two, but if I have, I'm sorry. You'll just get to see them again. And what I have is Soulless by Gail Carriger, the first book in the Parasol Protectors series. I just read Etiquette and Espionage, her young adult series, and I think it's set in the same world. So I liked it. It was pretty good, so I figured, why not read this one? And last but not least, I got The Queen of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. Sorry. And oh, look how pretty this is. This book was bargain price for, I want to say, like $5. And the soft cover, the paperback, it's so ugly to begin with. And it was like $14, $16. And this was $5. I was like, you're coming home with me. So yeah, I got it. I'm excited. I'm excited to read this. I've heard really good things, but I've also heard some bad, let's say I've heard mixed things. But I think this is the kind of story that I'm really going to enjoy. So I can't wait to pick this up. So that's it. Those are all the books that I've gotten recently, and hopefully, for the sake of my budget, this will be the last book haul that I have for a little while, and I'll start just doing library book hauls because I haven't been to the library in so long, and they have all these great books. So I'm going to try and read books from the library, and then, if I really, really love them, then go out and buy them. Hopefully that will help my budget a little bit. So yeah, that's all I have. Until next time. Bye.